Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? Well, gracious good morning to you good people. It's Saturday morning. It is May 11th and it's 6:59 in the a.m. And I am just hitting my readings. I just read just for today, but I have a different spin on it, and so I want to share that with you. Parting the squint. My reading glasses are way across the room, and it's Saturday. Although the day of the week has nothing to do with it. I'm just too lazy to get up and walk across the room to get my glasses. So bear with me. Just for today is entitled Balancing the Scales. And it says, a lot of our chief concerns and major difficulties come from our inexperience with living without drugs. See, there's the word inexperience. Now, I just got finished talking about finding balance. That was my opening video. So now we have balance and inexperience. Let me read this opening sentence again. It says, a lot of our chief concerns and major difficulties come from our inexperience with living without drugs. Often, when we ask an old-timer what to do, we are amazed at the simplicity of the answer. We are amazed at the simplicity of the answer. And the reason that we're amazed is basically because the answer is already there. You know, the answer has already been presented to us. The answer has already been flagging, but we've been ignoring those red flags and normalizing our behavior for so long, you know, that we didn't recognize that the things that we were engaged with and in were problematic. Now, I know I'm preaching to somebody. You know, I like to keep it out there so you can decide what you need to do. Amen. Now, let me get back to this word inexperience. And I want to keep it in its proper context. So let me read this again. A lot of our chief concern and major difficulties come from our inexperience with living without drugs. And I'm going to say, now this is my take on it. A lot of our chief concerns and major difficulties come from our inexperience of living life without Christ. Now, we're inexperienced. It's like putting a kid in their own apartment. That's how inexperienced we are. You know, you might be able to do some basic things as a kid. But, you know, I can cook an egg. I remember when my mother worked days, and it was just the three kids at home. Me, my brother, and my sister, right? And each of us had something that we could do. So we'd all get together and prepare food. Although we were told, you know, there's enough in here where you didn't have to turn on the stove to put yourself at risk. But we each had enough expertise, if you will, to prepare a basic meal. And that we did. Now, our inexperienced part, the part that I'm talking about, is we've normalized living without Christ. So we're basically engaged in a feral lifestyle, but we've told ourselves, hey, this is acceptable. And we go on our merry way with, this is acceptable, or this is just good enough, or, like I said, having enough expertise to prepare basic things, but not to sustain them. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. You know, we've normalized life outside of Christ, or we've normalized just enough Christ to get by. And that's where the danger is. That's when the inexperience is. That's where the difficulty comes from. Just enough to get by. Now, I don't know about you, but I gain a sense of peace from knowing. Hear me? Knowing that all of my needs are going to be met or have been met. Just good enough doesn't work when you're hungry. Just good enough doesn't work when you need shelter for long term. You may be able to put up with a leaky roof for a little bit of time, but when you get soggy, or when your things get ruined, or you can take your things from place to place wet, hoping that they will dry, that kind of stuff gets old really quickly. So then you start looking for more to supplement whatever dysfunction that you have. So then you have a series of just good enoughs. You have a series of experiences that, while it's acceptable, it doesn't bring fulfillment, doesn't bring contentment, doesn't bring peace. And we don't establish protocol, policy, and procedure if we don't know who to call. Think about what I'm telling you.